So what's going on with TikTok, man? Today I was on Twitter and I see that it is trending. They testified in front of Congress today. Get us up to speed. What's going on?
So TikTok, although it is a tool that's been really popular here in the U.S., there's been a lot of concern about it. As far as information is concerned, intelligent, sensitive information. It seems like the Chinese Communist Party may be using it for their own gain at the detriment of the U.S. And so obviously that's a national security concern. And so TikTok, they have been dispelling those ideas by saying, hey, that's not what's going on. But, we should be still allowed to be used in the U.S. for reasons X, Y, and Z. And so we saw today how their chief CEO really had spoke before Congress and was stating his case, essentially. And so we're not sure what will happen at this point, but that is kind of what's going on.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. And because that's what's happening, a lot of content creators on TikTok are, they're rightfully scared because they've created a career on this platform. And now what they're being told that platform might just be taken away from them.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that it's a valid concern, right? Because one thing that TikTok has done very, very well is that whether you are famous or not famous, their algorithm has allowed for people to just post content. And it's allowed for, if it's been well received, to just continue to get shared and shared and shared and essentially build a following for people who aren't famous to become famous and to be able to, monetize themselves in that way. And so it has been very, very helpful. And if you are someone in that position, rightfully so, I would be thinking to myself oh man, my bread and butter is being threatened. But that's why we should also be able to use other tools.
Yeah, and one thing I learned a long time ago is that we shouldn't get married to one specific tool or device or technology. I like to tell people I got no loyalty to Apple or Android. No. Man, it's whatever works for what I need. And so in this instance, with TikTok, if it's about to get banned, what we need to do as content creators is start creating pathways for our viewers to be able to still receive our content, maybe on a different platform. Maybe let's get their email address, their phone number, something else where we actually start establishing ourselves as the owner of our method to communicate with our audience.
That is, that is such a great point. Because I know, for me, for example, I've mentioned this on other podcasts. When I, was doing drop shipping on Amazon and Facebook, anytime they decided to say, hey, you're out of compliance or stop certain things, shut things down right then and there, well, then my operations had to come to an halt because I had to comply with their platform. And that's the risk you run when you're married to just one platform, is that if that's your mainstream of income, well, what are you going to do? And so having those, I guess, different places that you can have your content is very important. I think of it kind of how if somebody is doing, backups, of their information. Like when I was in the Navy as a system administrator, data analyst, I had to do backups. So that meant that if one thing failed, or let's just say there was a fire where our main server was, we were still able to have access to information that we needed, the latest and greatest information, because we had it backed up to other devices and also in other servers. So that's how you want to view your content. You want to make sure that you don't just have it on the TikToks. You also have it on the Facebooks. You also have it on the YouTubes. You have it on whatever else is out there, right? And that will strengthen your chances of being able to keep the ball rolling in the event of a TikTok ban.